They are men and women over 60 years of age. They're foster grandparents, and we'll take a closer look at this national volunteer organization in our feature story. Summertime is right around the corner, but it's not too early to take a trip to Cape May, New Jersey, and visit Our Lady Star of the Sea, our parish profile. These stories and more on this week's Reel to Reel. Hello, I'm Monsignor Charles Minor.
And I'm Pat Shelton. Welcome to Reel. This week, as Monsignor said, we're going to Cape May, New Jersey to visit Our Lady Star of the Sea, this week's featured parish profile. And right here in the studio, our very special guest will be Pat Croce, famous physical sports therapist, to tell us about his involvement with the Leukemia Society.
I'm so glad to hear that Pat's with us, also Pat to Pat. But I'm looking forward to a sports therapist. I think I could use one at times, but my creaking bones seem to need it. But anyhow, nurturing care is what our story would be mostly to talk about. And nurturing care is a very important issue. For you see, when older citizens bring their care of love, they become a vital source of the power of renewal of love.
These are special children. Some are blind, many developmentally disabled and coping with cerebral palsy. Others, though not suffering physical impairments, are the offspring of low-income and immigrant households facing an uncertain future. Despite their challenges, these children all share a common need for compassion, care, and most importantly, love. Meeting the need for this kind of nurturing care isn't easy. But for these retired senior volunteers, it's all in a day's work. They are part of the National Foster Grandparent Program. Matching active senior citizens with children facing special challenges is what this volunteer effort is all about. For over 25 years, the Foster Grandparent Program has been a success story fueled by the power of love. Sponsored by Action, the federal government volunteer agency, today this program serves nearly 70,000 youngsters nationwide. And drawing upon the resources of caring older citizens, it provides a new kind of vocation for over 27,000 retired seniors across America.
Before I started working here, I was wondering what I was going to do with my life. You know, getting old, I can't go out and get a job now. And so I found out about the children, this place here. I hadn't heard about it before. And I came here, and all the children, they are just so wonderful. I feel like that they are my family.
The children mean everything, and I feel like they need love. And most of the kids, if they come to you and they say, "Give me a hug," and that does something to somebody that loves children.
One of the keys to the success of the Foster Grandparent Program is the one-on-one kind of bonding that develops between the volunteers and the children they adopt. Most foster grandparents are permanently assigned to no more than 2 or 3 young people at a given site. Working 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, these senior volunteers are more than just caregivers to these special children. They are a vital source of love, support, and inspiration to young people in need of a hand to hold, a shoulder to lean on, and a person to hug. Faye Pinkett is project director of the largest foster grandparent program in Southern California, operated through Los Angeles-based Pepperdine University.
The children see the foster grandparent as their grandma and grandpa. They see them as someone they can relate to. Some of the children might have a problem that they can't necessarily say to the teacher or their supervisor in a particular setting, and they can always, seemingly the grandparent can always get that little question out of the children, or the children feel real comfortable talking to grandma or grandpa.
The Mount St. Mary's University Child Development Center in Los Angeles, California, is one of 3,500 sites within the United States where foster grandparents serve. Here, children of low-income and immigrant families are provided affordable, state-funded, quality daycare. Foster grandparents are vital in maintaining a normal preschool learning and growing environment for these small children.
The foster grandparents have made a tremendous difference to our program. These wonderful volunteers come and are so giving to the children. They give their time and their energy and all of their effort. It's a wonderful intergenerational feel. Most of our children are first-generation Americans, and their extended family are still in their native country, so this is a way for them to have a grandparent and to have that knowledge and understanding given to them, shared with them, with someone who really truly cares about them.
I became a foster grandparent because in previous years I have done teaching in the children's centers, and I love the children. I love to see them blossom out. I love to see them grow.
This is the Southern California Foundation for the Junior Blind. Visually impaired children are one of the physically challenged groups that benefit from a variety of programs and services provided here. In addition to their visual impairments, many of these young people are confronted with related developmental disabilities. At this site, foster grandparents play a critical role in helping these children achieve their full potential.
We see the foster grandparents as being critical to our program. Now, they've been participating with the Foundation for the Junior Blind for many years. They are partners in the delivery of service that we do here. We really wouldn't be able to provide the quality service that we're able to provide here at the Foundation without these special people. We're very, very fortunate to have these kind of volunteers who really are dedicated and who bring a wealth of life and wisdom to the position that they provide for us.
The children mean a lot to me. They get to be a part of you after you've worked with them a while. And even when you're off, you miss them so much, you're so glad to get back where you can start right where you left off at with them again. So you get to love the children.
These physically challenged young people are affected by cerebral palsy, a condition caused by trauma or oxygen deprivation to the brain. At the United Cerebral Palsy Center in Los Angeles, foster grandparents have had a profound impact in the lives of these young people.
He's a nice grandpa. I don't know what I ever do without him. He's a great grandfather to me.
Became a foster grandparent because I love children. And being a mother, a grandmother, a great-grandmother, and a foster grandparent, it's something that children are very special to me, and I just believe the Lord has a calling for me because when I was very young, I always worked with children.
I love Grandma Arbuckle just the same as if she was. And to me, she is my real foster grandmother, but she doesn't help one, she helps them all.
Imagine getting that compliment in your life. She doesn't help just one, she helps all. What a great privilege, Pat.
Yeah, it's a wonderful program, and I think it works everywhere. Well, this summer, if you're down Cape May, New Jersey way, why don't you try to find Our Lady Star of the Sea Parish? That's this week's Parish Profile.
On the way to Cape May, on the way to Cape May.
Cape May, New Jersey is the weekend retreat for many a weary worker during the sultry hot period of summer. An extremely old settlement, Cape May boasts a colorful and varied heritage. One establishment in this town, which was originally known as Cape Island, is the Church of Our Lady Star of the Sea. The first Catholic church in Cape May County, it was blessed and opened on July 23, 1848, by Reverend Edward Waldron. Called St. Mary's, it was a small wooden frame structure located on the south side of Washington Street. The only Catholic church in the county for many years, St. Mary's was changed from a mission to an independent parish in 1873, and Father Theophilus Dagan became its first pastor. On November 9, 1878, a great fire broke out in Cape May and as a result destroyed most of the town. Fortunately, the church and rectory were spared from damage. 5 days later, on the 14th of November, the property on the south side of Washington Street was purchased. Workers then began to dismantle St. Mary's in order to move the church across the street to the present site of Our Lady, Star of the Sea. In 1883, a mission church was established on Cape May Point. Called St. Agnes's Church, it was to fall under the care of St. Mary's. Sunday Masses during the summer months were said by the priests of Cape May, and today St. Agnes serves as a summer chapel for the parish. On September 23, 1910, Father Kelly, the second pastor, began to make the necessary arrangements for the construction of a new stone church. The little wooden church, which had served the community for 65 years, was moved to the rear of the property to make room for the building. The new church, which was completed in 1918, is a revival of the Norman type of English architecture. It is constructed of a gray granite with Indiana limestone trimmings. One of the most attractive features of the exterior is its tower. Rising to a height of 80 feet, it recedes several feet beyond the main facade of the church, making its outline more clearly defined. Inside the church, the main focus is of course the sanctuary area. Crowned with a hemispheric domed ceiling, the high altar lies within the semicircular reredos and contains many elaborate carvings, including an intricate sculpture of the Last Supper. Like the side altars, it is fashioned in the traditional style. Perhaps the most striking feature of the church are the magnificent stained glass windows which adorn the building. These windows, which were manufactured in Munich, Germany, are intricately detailed and beautifully colored. The small windows in the sides of the church feature scenes in the life of our Lord, while the large window in the rear represents the coronation of Mary as she is crowned Queen of Angels and Saints. Near the sanctuary area is another stained glass window. Known as the patronal window, it is dedicated to Our Lady, Star of the Sea, patroness of the parish. But the true beauty of this parish lies not solely in its magnificent church, but also in the individuals who help to compose its community. Made up of 900 families, with 70% of the parishioners being senior citizens, it is a congregation that is alive with the spirit of volunteerism. Wherever you look in this community, you see a virtual army of volunteers, lending a hand wherever and whenever they can. They can be seen cleaning the church each week, pressing the linens and vestments, counting the collection, manning the parish's small religious store, assisting in the parish school as teachers' aides, and even making the thousands of rosaries which are distributed throughout the diocese. Another place in which you are sure to find these special individuals is across the street in Victorian Towers, a 6-story apartment building constructed through a cooperative effort of the Diocese of Camden and the federal government. The complex offers affordable housing to senior citizens. A quarter of Star of the Sea's parishioners live at Victorian Towers, and the residents have even formed their own band of volunteers. Known as the Caring and Sharing Group, it can best be described as seniors helping seniors with everything from grocery shopping to getting to Mass. Sister Teresa Elizabeth serves as administrator of social services for the facility and coordinates the volunteer group.
Victorian Towers opened in July of 1973. It is a residential apartment building for seniors. It is managed by the Housing Development of the Diocese of Camden. We have many activities here, both personal and individual, as it were. And one of the activities is the Caring and Sharing Group.
To many a seashore vacationer, Our Lady, Star of the Sea is often thought to be a parish that just comes alive during those lazy, hazy days of summer. But rest assured that no matter what the season, this parish is no quiet oasis on the Jersey shore. Rather, it is a community that is bursting with activity in the spirit of its congregation. But you don't have to take our word for it. Stop by and see next time you find yourself on the way to Cape May.
On the way to Cape May.
Cape May, nice memories, nice review and profile. Stand by, we'll take another one with you.
First, we'll take a ride in the car, all right? Katie, you just made my day.
Go ahead. Make someone's day. With love. Atlanta researchers have discovered a new surgical treatment that could prevent blindness in thousands of people with diabetes. Every cent counts.
If you're the least bit interested in sports or have lived in this area for any length of time, no doubt you've heard of Pat Croce. Pat Croce is president of Sports Physical Therapists Incorporated, and he's been on radio and television telling everybody how to get back into good physical condition for a long time, and he's our guest tonight. We're going to talk about the Leukemia Society in a minute, but first let's get acquainted with Pat. Thanks for being here,
Oh,
Pat.
thanks for having me, Pat.
You've got good work that you do with people, both athletes and the average citizen who's got some sort of an injury. We know that. But we also know about your involvement with the Archdiocese of Philadelphia schools and a program that you introduced right here in Philadelphia, and it's spreading across the country. Tell us what that is.
Pat, that's what gets me so excited, because it started right in Philadelphia. For the past 2 years, we've performed 2 pilots, and they were both within the Philadelphia Archdiocese, trying to get 10 minutes of fun, easy exercise in the classroom, stimulating the blood flow, getting those endorphins cooking, and allowing kids at their desk without any extra expense, no equipment, no competitive nature whatsoever. Just get up, do 15 exercises in 10 minutes time, and bang, sit back down. Well, the results of the 2 pilot studies within the Archdiocese were great. Now the program is going southward, northward, westward, and we have upwards of 2,000 schools involved, and we're trying to get all 72,000 schools.
It sounds great. Like, as you said, there's no competition, gets the cobwebs out, the juice is flowing, and lets the kids let off a little steam.
It's just like a little pressure cooker.
And it's called?
Time Out for Fitness. And I would like to let you know, Pat, that it's not a substitute for phys ed, because it's not aerobic. It doesn't have jumping rope or biking or walking. It's an awareness program to show these children that fitness can be fun. And it's not where they throw balls out and the least athletically inclined kids are left out. Everyone's involved.
Something everyone can do.
Yes.
Well, I'm so glad it's a success for
Thank you.
and for
Thank
the
you.
kids across America. But Pat, today you're here for a little more serious project. Your involvement with the Leukemia Society of America. You've got a real fun-sounding fundraiser coming up. Why don't you tell us about it?
On Saturday, March 23rd, in the morning around 10:30, everyone's invited. We have 51 flights of stairs that everyone can walk, crawl, run up, whatever way. We'll get the Monsignor to pull us up. And what we're trying to do is raise money for the Leukemia Society of America. And it's 51 flights at Bell Atlantic Tower at 1717 Arch Street. And it's a fundraiser with a great cause, Leukemia Society.
Now, we don't want to scare people off now. Now, this is called a stair climb.
Stair climb, it's not a race.
And it's another form of, instead of the walking and running thons,
Right.
a stair climb. But we don't have to climb 51
No, you
flights
don't.
of stairs.
There's an elevator that starts every level. So
we
you
just
can
have to make some sort of a pledge, right?
That's right, and that's what we're urging. Pledges to get involved, it's $20 per participant, or you can be a corporate team for $150. It really doesn't matter. The money's going to leukemia. And those who get the most pledges win a variety of prizes, like a stair climber, or bicycle, or a trip to Florida. We're just trying to make it a fun atmosphere for a great cause.
It's a lot of fun, I'm sure. I know I can do at least 3 or 4 flights before I get winded. That's not too good, but
That's okay.
But the $20 minimum pledge, that's also affordable, and it's something that everybody can get involved with. I remember the first child that I ever knew who died when I was a child, died from leukemia. And the Leukemia Society has been doing wonderful things since then, all these years. And we've got to do all we can to help them continue their good work.
I don't think, Pat, people know that leukemia is the #1 fatal disease of children. The #1 fatal disease with the most deaths. And it killed, I think it was 46,000 individuals last year.
But
And that's not to say we're going to cure anything, but we're taking one step, a vertical step, closer to a cure.
But they are lengthening lives.
Yes, and making more productive lives.
Yes, and improving the quality of life with children with leukemia. And all we have to do to help them continue that work is get involved with this stair climb.
That's all. Come on, I'm inviting everyone. Male, female, young, old, it doesn't matter. We're going to have a good time, and when it's over, we're going to have a celebration right there at Bell Atlantic Tower.
Sounds like fun to me. I don't want to run, but I think I might try to climb a few
Good.
stairs. I know we have a phone number on the screen. It is Saturday, March 23rd?
That's correct.
23rd. Starts what time?
I think registration is 10:30 for those who cannot make the phone call in advance.
And we would really like people to register in advance so it won't be so crowded there on the day of the climb. It's a good project. Thank you for telling us about it and helping the Leukemia Society. And I'll see you on Saturday.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Okay. And won't you stay with us for a few minutes? We've got some more good things coming up on Real to Real.
If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. If I can ease one life the aching, or cool one pain, or help one fainting robin unto his nest again, I shall not live in vain. These words of Emily Dickinson reflect the ideals that Jesus taught us. With the assistance of faithful Catholics across America, we have made these words live on by helping the sick, the poor, the lost, by giving comfort and solace to those in need, by building chapels where none existed before, and rebuilding lives through the Word of God. We are the Catholic Church Extension Society, caring for Mission America since 1905. To learn more about Extension's missionary efforts, write for a free introduction to Extension Magazine. The address is Extension Magazine, 35 East Wacker Drive, Chicago, Illinois, 60601.
We welcome your comments, suggestions, and donations and encourage you to write us at Real to Real, St. Charles Seminary, 1000 East Wynwood Road, Overbrook, PA 19096, or call us during regular business hours at 668-9842.
We've been moving around an awful lot tonight, but now it's time to take prayer, meditation, and think about some involvement. But first, understand this. Putting these things together, when a senior citizen decides to become involved, it's a new opportunity to serve God.
What do we own? What is ours, mine? How do we separate from those who say, it's mine, it's not yours? All of us are God's people. We're not children. We're not all God's children. We're God's people. We think and make decisions. We have willpower that allows us to choose right from wrong. And we know that we have to live with the changes in our lives. Things are not the same as they were. Human nature will stay the same, and supernatural will always be the same and above. And yet you and I, we as creatures, as the people of God, as God's people, need to adapt to the day, the time. We need to know in our own language, in our own culture, in our own art, in our own music, in our own science, in what surrounds us, and what we know, and not what we make up or imitate or try to recall from the past. But we need to relate to God, each and every one of us in our own way. Please, God, allow us to live and change and have our being as you meant it to be. We ask this through your Son, Jesus, our Lord.
Do you remember back in the 1940s and the 1950s when we called it Kelly Girl? Well, now they call it Kelly Services, but it's the same idea. Temporary work, part-time jobs, and now they have a department just for seniors.
For many seniors, retirement is just too much like a permanent vacation. So Kelly Services offers such seniors a chance to become involved again.
We're having pretty good success. Right now, I would say about 8% of our temporary employee population, is of the senior population.
which adds up to 50,000 temporary jobs for seniors every working day of the year.
Well, we offer them the full gamut of the jobs that we offer anybody, and then it is entirely up to them what they wish to take.
So if they're an engineer, there may be engineering jobs?
Exactly. We have a technical division which handles engineers, draft people, architects, the professions.
But the jobs that seniors seem to like most have a little glamour to them. They fall loosely into a category called marketing.
This is like going out to markets, handing out samples of new products. It's being a host or a hostess at seminars in hotels.
Valeria brought me over here to this hotel meeting room where a seminar for 96 people has just been completed. The seminar was sponsored by a company from Kansas City, Missouri called SkillPath. They went to Kelly Services for a part-time person to act as program director for the seminar, and they chose 69-year-old Joe Hector. Was it fun, Joe?
Yes, I enjoyed it very much.
How many days did you work?
2 days.
And how much do you think you made?
Probably a couple $100.
The program for seniors is called Encore, and there are 980 Kelly offices in the U.S.
I'm Doris Winkler with Senior Update.
I guess I'm allowed to say this more than anybody else. Senior citizens can be really involved. And when they get involved, they bring an awful lot of experience to what they're doing, Pat. I think what they do with children, what they do with handicapped, and I think they'll even be interested in the stair climbing.
Maybe so.
I hope so.
And again, we don't have to really climb a lot of stairs. Just make the pledge, a little bit of effort, and I think it's going to be a fun day.
Well, have you ever gotten involved with supporting people or sponsoring people in those things, walkathons?
Well, you know, each year the parochial schools sponsor March of Dimes walkathons.
Right.
So we got involved each year. My son was in the
I was always
grade
amazed
school.
that we had a bicycle thing up at Fairless Hills, and some little girl, people say to sponsor her, she did something like 50 miles.
Mm-hmm. Some
Some
people
little
really
thing.
go gung-ho.
Well, of course, this breaks the patrons. They say, well, sure, I'll sponsor a little kid, and whatever miles you do, and then she does a 50-mile thing. That's a lot of sponsoring. But you can just sponsor an awful lot of things if you try at it, really work at it. You don't have to take over the program, but sponsorship can be very important when you participate to that degree. You really are giving more than support, you're giving love. And so we hope you continue to give your love. Thanks so much for giving us your love. God bless you.
We had a lot of fun with you today. I hope you enjoyed being with us. See you next week on Real to Real.
These moments are made possible for 20,000 more people every year by the Leukemia Society of America. The Leukemia Society of America. We're gaining every moment.
Praise the Lord. I'm Father Ralph Chifo from the Charismatic Office. Jesus assures us, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And each week at a charismatic prayer group, we experience through sharing, singing, and learning the joy of knowing the Lord with us. Become one of us and all of our brothers and sisters in prayer and the joy of learning about Christ's death and resurrection. Contact us at 668-HOPE.